Wednesday, June 12th or 13th, I think. Swagadelic beaming in. I changed my thing to Swagadelic Love. That sounds a little bit better. I don't know what to put on there. I've been putting all kind of channels up to see what people respond to. They seem to respond when I talk about sex. That's what they seem to respond to about. Let's talk about sex. I met God last year. Hi, my name is Swagadelic. And, well, I brought God on a porn site. I thought I was going to meet an angel that night. And I didn't. I met God. There's this porn site I always go to, Chatterbait. And I've been going through for years. So I figured, about 2 years ago, I started saying out of my mouth what I finally met God, the words that got me to meet God, that my soul is pure evil, where it came from, and he did something to it. We're here to give it a chance at something. Well, I've been going on this site for years, so I knew something was going to happen, so I went on the site, and hey, what do you know? God can go through the computer and touch other people's lives too. So when God handed me the light of God that night, he went through the computer that I was on with people that were on the site with me, and they met God too. It was a shock to them. They did not know they were going to meet God, but a lot of people met God that night, and thank God for it. I mean, oh my God, every time I think of what he said, there hasn't been an awakening like this with the women for 30 million years. It just, I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't believe I did that, that I woke that many people up. I got to meet one. Her name's Eminem. And that's all I asked to do was meet one that night. My prayer now is that one person takes me seriously with the war and moves out the city. Because I met God and he told me the war's coming up. Armageddon's here. We do get sneak attacked by North Korea. God told me he was the most evil soul here, and well, he said that's why the guy's always laughing, and North Korea is going to sneak attack us. As it says in the Bible, so shall it be. A third of America is going to get laid waste to, and we get attacked with chemicals too that are drugs. He's been dealing drugs with China for 25, 30 years, and God said he made this stuff called Korean dust times a million, where what they put in it, not the stuff that's on the market, but the same stuff, they add other stuff to it. It makes it stick. All your glands on wide open, and there is no cure for it. They did something, and they invented it as a chemical, and you go insane from it, God said. And it sticks all your glands, your sex glands and that, just like you see a crazy person running down the street on drugs like that, and they never come off of it. And there is no cure. You slowly die over a 2-month period from infection. So that's the greatest show on earth that you hear me talk about, and that I got in here, that I'm always going on about how I met God last year in person, and he handed me the light of God. People down here, well, people haven't been no different no matter where I go. The people here don't believe me that I met God and he handed me the light of God and told me to move here. And the people where I come from in South Florida don't believe me that I met God and he handed me the light of God and he told me to move here. So the people online, I don't expect to believe me that I met God and he handed me the light of God and he told me to move out the cities. But my prayer has always been that one person, since I started doing this, that one person believes me, takes me seriously, and moves out the city. That's always been my prayer. Just like the night I met God, it was my prayer when I went online and thought just maybe God could go through the computer and meet other people, and he did. Just like that prayer that night, when I started doing this a few months ago, this is my prayer now, that one person believes me, takes me seriously, and moves. That's basically been my prayer all along. Uh, I'm hoping that, you know, by the time the war comes, I'm hoping that one person will have taken me seriously and will have moved. As I'm hoping. So, that's all. Just move out the city, out of any big city that you're in, because God told me all the missiles are aimed at the big cities. So, move out the cities. There are no missiles aimed anywhere else at base. There's missiles aimed at bases and stuff overseas, I'm guessing. But over here in America, the missiles are mainly aimed at all of them at the cities. They're all aimed at the cities, God said. There's no need. He knows we're big, and he knows how big we are. So he knows if he lays waste to our cities, well, we can't get nothing done, he'll cripple us. And that's all he's counting on, is to cripple us enough to where when we do lay waste to North Korea, and we will, that he won't come out of hiding on his border, his 2 palaces he built on the border of Russia, on the back door, with 300 years of food in them. And we won't. Why would we? Why would we go looking for a guy that's basically we think's dead because we laid waste with nuclear missiles his whole city. We flattened his whole city because the missiles come out of his city hard, and the other cities the missiles come out of. But we flattened his whole city, and we assume that he's dead because he doesn't show face. He doesn't show himself anymore. He's got everything and more, all new stuff, all new toys in his 2 palaces over there and on the border of Russia by some lakes and some rivers, God said. And he built a little one, and he built a big one for all his people. So he built the little one for him, and the big one for all his people. He's got exactly what he's got now. Like I said, more. And he's going to do a Saddam Hussein, basically, with a sneak attack. And no money back. You won't get your money back with this one. There'll be no more Walmart. Your stocks, all your precious stocks, everybody that owns stocks, bye-bye. Stocks are gone. Your stocks in Walmart, your stocks in anything that's like that is gone. Any stocks in just about anything is gone instantly in a flash. There's only certain things that the stocks are going to be good in, and only certain things that the stocks are going to rise in after the lights come back on. Basically, each state is different now, I'm finding out. So each state, the phones and the lights will come back on. The computers will come back on, God said, and we will see the live action of the missiles being fired, of our sailors and our other soldiers firing missiles back, and we'll see the missiles going into orbit because so many satellites are in orbit, video and stuff, and we'll see the missiles coming down, and we'll see the flashes over the cities, all the missiles. I don't know, I'm assuming it'll be, in some places the power may not go out, and the internet will go off and on. In some places it'll be months, in some places years, in some places never. It's going to be from a day to never as when your phones and your powers are going to come back on. Depending upon the nuclear radiation, I'm finding out more and more about that, how nuclear radiation blows, and the wind, how when a bomb blows up, how long it takes for the dust to settle, versus the wind versus blow. I know we shoot so many missiles in one spot in North Korea that it causes a cloud of nuclear radiation that when it hits Russia, it basically, they have a nuclear winter that they never recover from. And I know God told me that we let the Russians colonize Alaska, and Russians become American citizens and fight in the war in American suits that speak only Russian. That we do that. We fill Alaska up with Russians. Millions and millions and millions and millions of Russians. We fill Alaska up with them. That's what we do. And China, I know God told me, reverts back to the days of Kong or who he was, the Emperor of China. It reverts all the way back to that, where when the Emperor of China fought to unite all of China, state to state, they're still state to state basically, fights each other and kills each other over clean water and over food. One state in China has clean food and water, and they will not share it with the next state that doesn't. And that causes state to state infighting, and China reverts backwards. I know that happens in China. And I know Russia becomes no man's land in a few hundred years. In fact, there's nobody living practically in Russia. And God said that's because the Russians are the ones who sold him most of the nuclear missiles and got him started in the nuclear missile business. Russia got him started in it. And China got him started in the chemical missile business. That's why Russia and China disappear. That's what God told me. They're the ones that got him started in it to hurt God's country. You got to remember, this country's founded as a bedrock on God. Freedom for all. This country's founded on God. So, God and the angels take it pretty seriously when the war starts. What happens is there's angels that blow the wind. They actually make the wind blow. Everybody wonders what makes the wind blow? Angels make the wind blow. They're going to shift the wind. You're going to see. Watch the wind now. And watch when the war starts. The wind shifts, God says, and the angels blow all the contamination from our bombs all over Russia and all over China. Because of this. This is why. This is because why. We find all the evidence when we invade North Korea. When the president finally found out that he is alive, that he planned this all along, that he left the meeting the other day, yesterday, convinced that we were coming in to kill him, and he did not go home to Penang or Hanoi or whatever the fuck it is. He went home to his palaces on the border of Russia. He is not in that city anymore. He's going to come and go from that city, God said, and check everything out, keep watching, and at some point in time, here in the near future, he is going to give the order to open fire and sneak attack us. And it's going to work. Everybody thinks, no, we can knock all these missiles down. We knocked a missile down. A missile. Not 20,000 of them at one time. Now think about 20,000. He's got that many missile launches. He's only got so many stage 2 missiles, God said. But he's got those missile launches on trucks. And he fires dummy missiles up in the air to begin with. Thousands of them. Why does he do that? Well, to get us knocking nothing but dummy missiles out the sky, while he simply walks like dominoes, God said, nuclear missiles out to the fleet. I want to write a letter to the commander or the admiral of the fleet, of the Pacific Fleet, and ask him, how do you defend against such a maneuver? And he decides, which God told me he does, to simply walk like dominoes, nuclear missiles out to our fleet. So I'm trying to find out where he might be at. I think he's in Washington, it looks like, and I'm going to write him a letter. Why, How do you defend against such a maneuver? Is there a way to? Hey guys, is there a way to defend against such a maneuver? And how do you do it? And I want an answer. And see if I get a letter back. I got a letter back from the president. He got all my books. So, yeah, I changed the name to this. And everybody hold on to your balls. Armageddon's here. Whole heaven, dear. We get sneak attacked by North Korea. Swagadelic, beam me out.